My dear viewers, I am Dr. Abdul Jabbar Khan and you are watching Dr. Abdul Jabbar Khan official YouTube channel. A very surprising sort of things are coming in light vis-a-vis the how you defect from one group to other. It's a Prime Minister Modi of India. It is a very well known fact that India has had a very cordial, diplomatic, fast friendship sort of with Russia. Previously it was USSR, Union of Soviet Socialist Republic, and now it is Russia after the emergence of Central Asian republics. And India has been a beneficiary of the Ukraine war in the sense that they have been buying oil from Russia despite the sanctions and the problems and the limitations, restrictions at the rate of $30 to $35. And when Imrankhan visited Moscow, he was also offered concessional discounted rate petroleum products. When he got back to Pakistan, it was opposition Pakistan Muslim League and the Pakistan People's Party presently in power as a coalition of three major parties. They started creating fun. They started cracking fun out of this statement of Imrankhan that Russia has offered Pakistan concessional gas and crude oil. Whereas India has traded and bought crude oil at a very cheaper rate. That was the benefit. Now the recent, after Trump came into power, he imposed sanctions and the Russian oil tankers were even with the marking and the numbers were put on a ban list. Then India moved to Africa and other countries for purchase of crude oil. Unlike Pakistan, Pakistan doesn't have the gas. They don't have the governance model. They don't have the future planning. And the evidence, Dr. Mossadegh used to say, okay, we don't have gas. It is because of the previous government's mismanagement that the Pakistan could not have a proper replenishment of the oil stocks. What is happening today? People are suffering from 12 to 14 hours load shedding, especially in the major, gas centers, urban centers, major urban centers like Lahore, Islamabad, Pindi, Lahore, Hyderabad, Faisalabad, Multan, Peshawar, etc. So this is not the question of availability of oil and gas in the market. It is the question of, it's a big question rather, it's a question of, the mismanagement, poor governance, reportedly corruption. Allegedly, they are engaged in many corrupt stories, corrupt incidents are emerging in different departments. Even the PPRA is being violated and overruled in many cases. So Modi went to Washington and he was offered to switch over to the American bloc, and he did. He did because he is a weak person. He is a 140 crore people. He is the leader of the 140 crore people. He is a bloody, the clown by his actions and the characters. The killer of Gujarat, very well known, the butcher of Gujarat. Rightly Bilawal had said. Bilawal Zardari Bhutto, head of the Pakistan People's Party. And that was a very furious reaction on the part of the Indian media persons and the media outlets, YouTubers, social media, activists. They were very furious. They flew into a rage because they will never accept any criticism whatsoever from anybody. They dished Russia. Day before, it was Washington when they ditch Russia, and that was obvious on the part of Trump, that he has to protect his economy, he has to protect his interest, he has to protect the Americans. So there was nobody to protect the interest of the Russians. So Modi went into three major deals. One is the technologies, connectivity, SIMs, etc. And second is the petroleum and gas from the America, not from the Russia. And the main thrust was on the buying of hardwares, military hardwares. F-35 are being negotiated, and India will get it from the United States of America. So these three areas have been given a formal shape in the negotiation, the talks. Whether Trump said that he is a hard negotiator than even he himself. This is what Trump said about Narendra Modi. Surprisingly, when somebody, the planted journalist and the planted question, he asked in the press briefing that what's going to be case vis-a-vis Bangladesh, Dr. Yunus. It was a funny reply on the part of the President Trump. He said, okay, I hand over Bangladesh to Prime Minister Modi. What you are going to hand over it? Is it just sheep or goat or anything else, calf or bull? You are just going to hand over 180 million people. It's a country of very, they struck against the injustices even 1970-71, and then last year they were against Hasina Wajed, Awami League leader, and she had unleashed whatever you can call it, killing as many as 1,200 or 1,300 people, innocent people, political workers, students. And ultimately she had a fate to comply was that she had to leave, and India, Prime Minister Modi, provided her shelter, exile, and the protection. And whenever Dr. Yunus and his government asked India to extradite Hasina Wajed, India did not. And now President Trump says that I have handed over Bangladesh to India. What is fun in it? What a joke. So these are the very relevant and hot points on the global scenario today, that the India has shifted from Brics, from Russia, from China to the platform of the United States and his allies. And the second important thing that's let me also put forth for my viewers, surprisingly, no, not at all. Expected. It was quite expected that he always used to sing a song. What do they call it in Hindi? The terrorism by Pakistan, terrorists by Pakistan. And again, it was not a propaganda against Pakistan. It was rather against Islam. Muslims have been suffering because of the poor leadership, because of the lack of technology and proper sentiments. How do they can protect their interest, the Muslim Ummah? So Trump said that it was the radicals. They are the radicals in Islam, the radicals of Islam they are. And he was referring, in fact, the question of terrorism, that Pakistan had been suffering for over 3 decades now. Huge economic and socio-economic losses have been suffered by Pakistan. Why? We joined the American camp. Why? We stood with Washington, and our armed forces stood with the Pentagon. And what is the situation today? The CPAC has been halted. Second phase is not visible. All these Aristotle of the Muslim League they are silent. They have not achieved anything in the second phase. And the main projects of India and America, Europe are going to be India, Middle East, European Economic Corridor on the pattern of the CPAC. It is India, Middle East, European Economic Corridor, like the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor or Belt and Road Initiative, initiated by China, President Xi and their team. And they are going very fantastically, very strong globally. The emergence of Brics platform with Bitcoin is going to be the more concentrated currency and a new currency for the Brics members. In BRI, there are more than 130 countries, and I think majority of the 200 nations or the countries will be joining this Brics. Brics, as you know, Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. Hence, it is going to be the I think I is going to be silent, I for India, because they have shifted, they have migrated, they have opted to join the American camp. And what about Pakistan? Pakistan is nowhere in between left or right, neither China, Russia, neither America. If they yes, of course, Pakistani political parties, because of IMF, because of the Worldbank, because we have not been successfully running the economic policies. Our treasury is very dry. We don't have proper resources. So ultimately we have to be dependent on the Asian Development Bank, International Monetary Fund, Islamic Development Bank and the World Bank or International Finance Corporation, etc. So it is a failure on the part of the economic governance and the economic management. There is no economist in this team of the coalition or Pakistan Muslim League Noon, PMLN. They don't have any team of economic experts. They have got a big team of advisors, but they don't have any specialization in terms of the international trade. Or they are happy, okay, we have reduced the inflation, without realizing the fact that there are no trickle-down effects. There are no beneficiaries in terms of the low-income groups. They are still suffering at the hands of the higher electricity bills, higher energy costs, higher petroleum prices, huge overburdened by taxes. They don't realize that the huge taxes ultimately lead to a inflated economy, cost of living goes very high. So these are the issues that Pakistan has to confront with, still confronting, and God knows what is going to be the future of Pakistan's politics. Yes, one thing is clear, that the India and America, they have emerged as strong anti-Islamic and anti-Pakistan, anti-Gaza, anti-Palestine two-member groups. Let's see what happens in future, how many other are going to join this camp. Don't they realize that the Pakistan has been a victim of the terrorism itself? Our embassies, our consulates, our foreign office is not competent enough to confront with this bogey of so-called terrorism by Pakistan or other countries. So let me put some names of the most dangerous countries list prepared by the Western media and being propagated by India itself. The staunch enemy of Pakistan, they have proven time and again, they are proving now. The visit of Narendramodi to the United States of America is evident of this fact. Yemen is put on the first number, the most dangerous countries of the world suffering from civil war, terrorism. Even the Saudi Arabia, forming an allied forces group, struck against the Yemenites in the name of sectarianism of the Houthis. The second is the Sudan against civil war, despite the fact that there is a breakup of Sudan, South Sudan and Sudan. The third is the South Sudan, fourth is the Afghanistan. And we are the direct sufferer of the Afghan war. We are the direct victims. We are the country inflicted by the Afghanistan war. Fifth is the Ukraine. Can you believe it? Ukraine. The NATO forces are supporting fully Ukraine, and they are against Russia. Russia is all alone, having got a diplomatic support by China and North America. So, the sixth one is the Congo, Africa, against civil war, terrorism. The question here is who initiated, who got these plans of terrorism or the civil war initiated in these countries, poor countries. Majority of them are Muslims. Nigeria is not here in this list. Next, the European have the name of Russia in this dangerous countries of the world. Unbelievable. And then came the Syria. Recently that you have seen what happened in Syria. The Hafiz Bashar al-Assad was removed from the office of the government, and he was perhaps taken, not yet confirmed, by the Russia. Ninth is the Israel, the ally of America. The killer of more than 50,000 people in Gaza and Lebanon, Palestine. Nobody even got hold of his hand. Netanyahu is running from this place to other. What for? Against the Muslims, against the Gaza people, against the innocent people, against the unarmed people, and nobody condemned it. The act of Netanyahu was not even condemned by President Trump. He should have, being the super country, superpower. Trump should have asked Netanyahu to tender an apology. What South Africa has said, that we are not going to go for any regrets. We filed a complaint in the International Court against Israel and Netanyahu was put on the list of convicted persons. He has been convicted, and South Africa did not go for any apology or regret. That is the character of a nation. This is the nation of Nelson Mandela, by the way. Ninth is the Israel, and the 10th is the Mali. Against civil war, 2 million people displaced there in Mali. And more than 2 million were displaced in Afghan war only because of the American interests against Russia. And then again Taliban versus America. And Pakistan had nothing to do except that losing more than 200 billion rupees in terms of the overall losses. What Pakistan has attained of this war? Poverty, restlessness, law and order, Kalashnikov, and arms, illegal arms spread, drugs. These are and now the Afghanis are shifting their interests, friendship, to Narendramodi. There is some question to be addressed by the people of Afghanistan themselves, the leadership. There are news that the Afghan Taliban are facing very strong opposition from Haqqani group. And it should be, it's going to be, as the people will see, the Haqqanis are the true representatives of the people of Afghanistan, the friends of Pakistan. They are not, even within the Taliban groups, there are problems, there are tensions, there are conflicts and controversies among themselves. So, let us see what happens. Pakistan and Bangladesh, Turkey and China, the emerging bloc is there. It is emerging, very strongly it is emerging, and it will emerge. The people of Turkey very much know that the Caliphate movement started from Calcutta and Bengal, and the people of Bengal at that time, including the people of subcontinent India, Pakistan was not there, it was India pre-47, 1921 onward. So, they realized that these are the people who supported Turkey at the time when they need a support. So, my viewers, respectable viewers, thank you very much for bearing me out. This is some information that I have shared with you. This is going to be a weekly roundup in English for our viewers. Please subscribe Dr. Abdul Jabbar Khan official YouTube channel. Share it. Make decent comments. Subscribe it. Press the bell icon for the notifications, etc. Thank you very much and God bless you.